Hello everyone. Today, let's explore a legendary character of Egypt, Ra, the sun god, who is both powerful and the ancestor in ancient cosmology. Imagine Ra waking up every morning, sailing in the sky, and fighting underground every night. Is this story interesting? Let's see. Ra, the king who created the universe in ancient Egypt. Imagine, before the sun, the sky, the earth, humans, or any gods, there was only a dark chaos, what the Egyptians called none. There was no light, no life, no time. But then, from within that infinite void, a ray of light emerged. That was Ra, the first god, who brought order to the world. Ra is unlike any other. He was not born of his parents, nor was he created from the earth. Ra emerged from the chaos itself and, according to legend, he created the universe with the force of his will and his words. It sounds like an all-powerful wizard, but he is. Ra is both the creator of life and the arranger of the other gods. After his emergence, Ra did not remain alone. He began his journey of creation by giving birth to Shu, the god of air, and Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. You may find it strange, but Egyptian legend has it that Ra created them by sneezing or spitting. Yes, it sounds strange, but in Egyptian culture, these were sacred acts, manifestations of the divine creative power coming from Ra's own body. Shu and Tefnut then joined to give birth to Nut and Geb. From the earth and sky, life began to take shape. Nut and Geb went on to give birth to the four most important gods in Egyptian mythology: Osiris, god of the dead; Isis, goddess of magic and motherhood; Seth, god of chaos; and Nephthys, goddess of the soul. Thus, Ra was not only the sun god, but also the ancestor of the entire Egyptian pantheon, the group known as the Ennead. He was both the source of light and the grandfather of the universe, the head of a family of gods that was the most influential in Egyptian culture. It would be interesting to imagine Ra as a chef. He does not use ingredients, does not need a stove, but only needs a word. The world appears as if flying into the pot. Each word Ra utters is a piece of the universe. Each action is a shaping of the world. And that is how the ancient Egyptians explained the formation of all things, full of mythological colors, but also full of philosophy about order, birth, and the power of words. Ra's divine daily journey, when the sun is also a warrior. Have you ever wondered why the sun rises and sets, day ends and night comes, like an endless cycle? For the ancient Egyptians, it was not an inanimate law of nature. It was the daily, arduous, and sacred journey of a great god, Ra, the sun god, the hero who brought light to the world, and also the one who had to fight every night to keep tomorrow alive. Imagine the beginning of a day in ancient Egypt. As the first rays of dawn break across the desert, Ra is believed to be waking up, boarding his solar bark, and beginning his journey across the sky. The bark, called the solar bark, glides across the ocean of the sky, carrying light, life, and energy to the world. Each ray of sunlight is a sign that Ra is steering, watching, and protecting all living things. But this journey is not all light and peace. When dusk falls, Ra leaves the sky and begins his journey through the underworld. The Duat, it is dark, dangerous, and full of terrible creatures. The most terrifying is Apophis, a giant snake that symbolizes chaos, darkness, and destruction. Every night, Ra must confront Apophis. Their battle was not just a battle between two beings, but a symbol of light versus darkness, order versus chaos. If Ra lost, darkness would consume the world forever, and dawn would never return. But through will, magic, and the help of the other gods, Ra always won. And then the next morning, he was reborn, rowing his boat again, starting a new day. The Egyptians believed that this journey was the cycle of life, birth, death, rebirth, repeated over and over again, like the way the sun rises each morning. And because Ra never gives up, the world continues to operate. The story not only shows the magic of nature through an ancient lens, but also serves as an inspiring reminder that each day is a victory, the result of light overcoming darkness, both in the universe and in the human soul. In the ancient world of Egypt, where hieroglyphics were not yet widely known to the common people, symbols were the language of the gods. And of all the revered gods, Ra, the sun god, was one of the gods with the richest and most powerful set of symbols. The most familiar image of Ra is a man with a falcon's head, wearing a sun disk on his head, surrounded by a snake. Every little detail in that image has a profound meaning. The falcon is the bird that flies highest in the sky, symbolizing observation, farsightedness, and supreme power. Ra, with his gaze from above, is like a king who always watches over all actions of all creatures. The solar disk is the clearest expression of the power of light, life, time, and the universe. It is not only a physical symbol of the sun, but also a symbolic image of the heart of Ra, where he radiates the energy to sustain the world. The serpent winding around the sun's disk, known as the Urius, is a complex symbol. It is both an enemy that Ra must fight every night, but also a symbol of divine protection, a defense, always on guard against the forces of darkness. The serpent here is not only negative, but also represents the ceaseless cycle of time, winding like the rotation of time. Besides, Ra is also known by another very unique image, Khepri scarab beetle, another incarnation of him at dawn. The Egyptians saw that the scarab beetle every morning pushed a round ball of earth like the sun rolling across the sky. That image made them think of Ra pushing the sun up every day. Khepri then is not just a bug, it is a symbol of rebirth, of hope, and of the possibility of starting anew, no matter how dark the night has been. In the Egyptian mind, whether you are a citizen or a pharaoh, just seeing the morning sun means that Ra and Khepri are still at work, still keeping the promise of a world that continues to live. Thus, through each symbol, the falcon's head, the sun disk, the snake, and the scarab beetle, the Egyptians not only painted a god, but also told a vivid story about power, the cycle of life, death, rebirth, and a belief in the balance of the universe. If you think Ra, the sun god, is an all-powerful god who can do whatever he wants, the Egyptians will tell you, no, even Ra must obey one supreme rule, that is Ma'at. So what is Ma'at in ancient Egyptian thought? Ma'at was not only a beautiful goddess with feathers on her head, but also the embodiment of truth, justice, and cosmic order. In simple terms, Ma'at is like the rules of the game of the entire world. No one, not even the gods, can overcome it. Without Ma'at, everything would fall into chaos, darkness, and destruction. And the one tasked with keeping Ma'at is Ra, the creator of all things. Every day, as Ra sails through the sky and battles the underworld, he not only brings light, but also maintains the balance of all things. If Ra is defeated by Apophis, the serpent of chaos, the sun will not rise, Ma'at will be broken, and the universe will end. This story is not just a myth. It is at the core of ancient Egyptian thought and society. The pharaohs, the kings of Egypt, were not only the rulers of the country, but were also considered incarnations of Ra on earth. Their most sacred duty was to protect Ma'at, to rule justly, keep the peace, prevent chaos, and bring happiness to the people. In temples, kings were often depicted offering the symbol of Ma'at to Ra as a way of saying, I am keeping your order. This suggests that power does not come from weapons or wealth, but from maintaining the sacred balance of the universe. Have you noticed that most of the great temples, colossal monuments, and especially the Sphinx, are associated with Ra? That is no coincidence. These structures are not only a tribute to him, but also a physical mark of the presence and maintenance of Ma'at, the sun god. Ra is not a god who does great things and then disappears. He represents a profound principle. Power must be accompanied by order and justice. That is why the Egyptians worshipped Ra, not just because he brought light, but because he kept the world moving in the right direction, every day, without fail. Ra and the journey after death, when light guides the soul. For the ancient Egyptians, death was not the end, but only a door that opened a new journey, a journey through darkness to find eternal light. And the guide for that journey was none other than Ra, the sun god, the god who not only ruled the living world, but was also the only light in the dead. Every night, when the sun sets, Ra does not rest, but begins his journey through the underworld, the Duat, a place full of dangers, giant snakes, and lost souls. He sails the sunboat through the 12 hours of darkness, battling the monster Apophis and the forces of chaos. Ra's victory each night is the reason why dawn can return the next morning. The Egyptians believed that the souls of the dead would also undergo a similar journey, and they wished to join Ra's boat, to cross with him to the afterlife, to be reborn in the eternal halo. It was not just a belief, but a sacred aspiration, a way of living, so that after death, the soul would be worthy to accompany the sun god, to help the soul pass the test. The Egyptians wrote the Book of the Dead, a collection of spells, prayers, and magical images, like a spiritual map guiding the way through the Duat. In it, Ra is always the central figure, the giver of light, protector, and judge. One of the most important rituals is the weighing of the heart, where the soul is brought into the chamber of Mat, to have its heart weighed against a feather of truth. If the heart is light and pure, the soul will pass on to eternity. If it is heavy with sin, it will be devoured by the beast, gone forever. Ra, at this point, is not only the enlightener, but also the representative of justice. He is impartial, uncorrupted. He judges only according to Mat, order, morality, and reason. With this belief, the Egyptians do not live only for the present. They live with one goal, to be received by Ra at the end of the road, to overcome the darkness with him and be reborn into the light, not just once, but forever. Ra is not only the sun god, but also the founder. The belief in the law of day, night, birth, growth of humans, and the universe. Each statue, the story of reincarnation, is a message. Life after life, the journey continues, just like the sun that never goes out. If you like this style of storytelling, please like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell to explore other mysteries of humanity with me. Hello, and see you again.